All right, guys, I think we are live. Let's go ahead and start getting some people in here. If you're coming in, let me know that you're here in the comments section. Let me know where you're from. How's the weather over there? I know we've had people tuning in from all over the US and also several other countries as well. So if you're tuning in from the US, it's great to see you guys. We are here at the headquarters in Shenzhen. And if you're from a different country, please let me know. I'm sure it's probably late at night where you're from. So thank you so much for staying up and tuning in with me today. We're trying to get the live feed going for me here, and we will see if we can find the comments section, and then we will get going. Just to let you guys know, we were working on the internet connection last night, so it should be much better today. Obviously, it's internet, we'll see how it goes, but we did work on the network last night, so hopefully this is a really smooth live stream for you guys. Let's see here if we can get the feed going. Again, guys, if you're tuning in, please let me know. It's right there, buddy. Yeah, it's right there. If you scroll down, there you go. Awesome. Okay. Good, good, good. This is perfect. Awesome. What's going on? Let's see here. So we got Ron, we got Kirby, 714 Milky. I don't know what you mean by that. Winston, what's going on? Are we live? Are we live? Have you had that pizza yet, Brian, Scott, Steven, and we're live. Yeah, exactly. That's like, I didn't want it to be like my signature thing to say, but that is what apparently I say every time we go live. So that's my new thing. I say, and we're live. Let's see here. It's looking like the live stream is actually looking pretty good right now. So that is really, really great. We got Alex, we got Kenneth. Awesome. Again, guys, if you're tuning in, let me know where you're from. We got Frank Castle, the Texas Punisher, bro. That is awesome. Hey, Frank, if you're here, look, if you need anything, just let me know. Please don't hurt me, all right? Doug, we got Mark, we got Kenneth, we got Austin from South Carolina. What's going on? Cool. So yeah, we're starting to get people in here. So guys, let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to take up too much of your time this evening so you guys can get back to your favorite shows or if you're going to bed or anything like that. But it is 9 a.m. in China here. So good morning from China and good evening to you guys. We got Sean from Florida again. Yes, I'm Sean from Florida as well. I happen to be in China right now, but I am Sean from Florida as well. So good to see you, brother. Pennsylvania, we got Missouri. Awesome, cool. So guys, as you can see, and like I said during the live stream yesterday when we were talking about the Warrior Mini 3, today we are talking about the new Olantern Classic Mini. Of course, in order to talk about this new lantern, I also wanted to show you guys the other lanterns that we've made. So we have the OG Olantern back here. We've got the Olantern Minis right there, which again, of course, is just the smaller version of the first Olantern. We also have the haloop, which was cool to bring in, even though it is a different kind of product, but I thought it did fit in with this line. Of course, we also have the Olantern Classic 2 Pros here as well, because it's basically the bigger brother to the Olantern Classic Mini. I also brought in a couple of the tripods that we offer on our website. One of the really cool ways that you can purchase the Olantern Classic Mini today during our summer sale is by purchasing it with this little tripod. One of my favorite features of the Olantern Classic Mini is the fact that you can just screw it onto a tripod. And keep in mind that this is a universal tripod mount right here. So pretty much any tripod that you have at home, any type of camera tripod that you may have, you can screw on the little Olantern Classic Minis. Keep in mind, guys, also I am going to be giving away an Olantern Classic Mini at the end of this video. If you guys are familiar with my live videos, I always give something away when I go live on the internet, and today is no exception. So I'm going to be giving away an Olantern Classic Mini to a lucky person in the comments section. So please hang out with me, ask questions, let me know if you want to know anything about these lanterns while I'm talking about them, and we will help you out with that. And again, you do have the opportunity to get one of these for free tonight, okay? So the Olantern Classic Mini, as you can see, it's basically a smaller version of the Olantern Classic 2 Pro, but of course it doesn't have that very, very large base on the bottom, all right? Again, one of the benefits of that is you can screw it onto a tripod. When I think about like how you're going to set these up, I mean, you pretty much have like the full backyard experience, right? You've got your haloop right here, which you can actually put on the umbrella for your patio set. That's what it's built for. You can actually open it up and put it around the stem of your umbrella that you have in your backyard. Then you can take an Olantern Classic 2 Pro and you can put it on the table that is there with your umbrella. Then you can take a couple of these Olantern Classic 2 Minis and you can put them on tripods. I think they even make like sticks that maybe kind of like a tiki torch where you can put it into the ground and screw it on top of that. And you can set a couple of these up in the corners of your backyard as well. And if you want to, you can splash in a couple O bulbs. Maybe you could put a little Olantern Mini on a side table. I mean, there's a way that you could set up your backyard with literally every model that we make here. And I think they all kind of have their purpose and their place. I think this is definitely a category that needed to be there. A lot of people, the Olantern Classic 2 Pro is too big, right? It is a big, heavy piece of equipment. So if you're camping, maybe you want to actually put this in a backpack. Maybe you're camping, you're hiking to a certain destination and you want to use this when you get there. It's going to be a lot easier to take the Mini versus the Pro. But again, I mean, you could just have this at your home. I think this is more of like a stationary piece, meaning, you keep this at the house, you keep it for power outages, you keep it for good times in the backyard, that kind of stuff. But with this one, you can actually take it places with you and it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not the smallest thing in the world, but you can see here, I mean, you could easily toss this in a backpack, you could throw this in your car, anything like that, and it's going to be just fine. Now, the Classic Mini has 300 lumens on max, okay? So it goes all the way down to 5 lumens. And the cool thing about these classic designs, not only this one, but also the haloop and the Pro, is the fact that it has a dial, right? So that's how you manipulate the light. So when I first click, it to turn it on, it's gonna be at 5 lumens. And then as I rotate up, it's gonna get brighter and brighter and brighter. And then it's actually going to vibrate, letting me know that we're transitioning from the warm white to the cool white. So you can see here that it's actually switching to a whole new set of LEDs going to that cool white. The cool white is going to be more for actual legitimate power outages and things like that, where you're trying to get the most light possible out of this, because again, it goes all the way up to 300 lumens when you go up to that cool white. But if you're trying to set the mood, if you're just trying to have a great time in the backyard, you're grilling out, you're having a nice dinner, things like that, you can just keep it on the warm white, and then it kind of has this Edison bulb type of look to it. I'm sure all of us have been to a fancy restaurant or a gastro pub or some kind of cool place, and they have light bulbs all over the restaurant that look like this. I don't know if that's the technical term for it, but I always called it like the Edison bulb, when it has these big kind of like rods inside of the bulb that have this amber color, right? But that's what it's mimicking. But the thing is, this isn't just a light bulb, like this is an actual light, right? So you are going to be able to, manipulate that, and it's not some throwaway bulb. You're always going to be able to use this. Another really cool thing about it is, I think it's kind of amazing that they managed to stick a 4,500 milliamp battery inside of the body of this thing. Because on the Pro, obviously, you've got this big battery pack here on the bottom. That's pretty easy to understand. If you look at this and I say, where's the battery in this thing? You're gonna be like, well, duh, it's in the base. But then you take a look at the Mini and it's like, well, how did they even get a battery in there? You know what I'm saying? So we managed to create this device that goes all the way up to 300 lumens, has good run times, it even has a built-in power bank, and has a 4,500 milliamp battery in it, which is actually a really big cell. That's about the size of the battery pack that's in the iPhone Pro Max. okay? So it's got a really big battery pack in it, but keep in mind, it's nowhere near as big as the battery pack that's in the Pro. The Pro's battery pack is over 11,000 milliamps. Keep in mind, you're getting much higher run times with the Pro, but that's just the way that life works. If you purchase something that's much bigger and more expensive, it's gonna be brighter, it's gonna be more lumens, it's gonna be, you know, longer run times and all of that. But what's really interesting is the fact that the brightness is actually exactly the same on the Pro and the Mini. So yes, it doesn't have the same run times as the Pro, but it's about half the size and it still goes up to 300 lumens, which is the same brightness level of the Pro. So you're getting the same lumen levels, you're getting the same lighting experience in a product that's about half the size. The only difference is, you know, the run times are lower. Now, in terms of power outages, if your power, something just fell, sorry. But in terms of power outages, you know, the Pro is a really great choice because again, you're getting amazing run times. The runtime on this, on the lowest setting, is 160 hours, 160. It's incredible run times for, you know, a small lantern like this. I mean, with all things considered, there's a lot of lanterns out there that can get much bigger than this. So this goes up to 160 hours. Now, the Mini right here at the lowest setting has a 60-hour runtime. So this one has 100 hours more of runtime compared to the Mini, all right? But again, you're getting a product that doesn't have this big, massive base on the bottom, strong like metal or plastic. So the frame around the lens is metal. This whole entire cage, I guess you could call it, going around the bulb right here is made out of metal, okay? I use the Olantern Pro Class every night. That's awesome, Chris. That's really, really great. If it was an Olight, it survived. O sounds from the Olight factory. Yes, we charge extra for O sounds, okay? Let's see here. They have a really nice classic look. Send when you get a chance, fair enough. Cool, all right guys. So yeah, and keep asking questions. I'm gonna keep just glancing at the comment section while I'm talking. So feel free to butt in and ask me whatever you want. And I'll be happy to answer that to you because I'm staring at the comment section right now as I'm talking about all this stuff, all right? Another thing that I really prefer on the Mini is we drastically upgraded the handle, okay? So let's take a look at these. If we can go to the zoomed in camera. So check this out. We've got basically just kind of a metal arm right here, okay? We've got this small metal arm. But when you go over to the Mini, it's got this big, fully 3D milled arm that's going underneath and on top, and it also has what I call a carabiner clip. So it's basically mimicking a carabiner. So if you really wanted to, I mean, you could literally just like clip this to your belt, you know what I mean? Like, or you could just clip this to some line. Maybe you want to hang up some paracord at a campsite and then you can clip this onto that. But in terms of the handle itself, this is basically just kind of a wire loop on the Pro. And the one here on the Mini is just this like almost kind of futuristic milled metal. I mean, the handle on this thing is super duper over engineered, but I love it. I mean, it's really, really cool and I appreciate stuff like that. As an Olight fan, I think we all appreciate all of the small little details, all of the extra little things that we do here that other companies just simply don't bother with. One of those is on the actual handle right here, it has the Olight logo that is like etched into this little flat portion here on the handle. Is that necessary? No, but does it look really awesome and is it really cool for Olight fans? Absolutely. Another thing too, and on the Pro right here, it's this rubber flap and behind that is where the ports are. But here on the Mini, it actually has this brass plate that is bolted to the top right here, and that has the Olight logo right there, okay? And on the back right here, it has lasered Olantern Classic Mini. Hey, George, can we go to the closer camera? I wanna show this stuff, all right? Cool. So let's see if we can maybe zoom in. So we're here now? Okay, cool. I think it's a little bit delayed on my feed, but yeah, we're good. So I just want to show this handle to you guys because it's just really cool, man. I like all the little extra things that we do. It just really adds on to the experience. Also, all of this is made out of metal, okay? The only parts on this thing that are plastic is going to be the actual dial itself, which that doesn't affect the performance whatsoever. That doesn't really make a difference. And then also the little mount right here for the tripod has a plastic cover on top of it, but actually underneath this plastic cover, it is made out of metal. So it has a plastic cover, but actually the frame of it is completely made out of metal. So the only thing on this that is legitimately made out of plastic is going to be the dial at the top. Everything else is metal. There's no rattling. It feels very solid. It's got a nice weight to it. I know I talk about this a lot, but like we all know like when you pick something up and it feels cheap or it feels expensive. You know what I mean? Like all you got to do is just pick something up and touch it and check it out, and you can tell like, does this feel like a premium product or does it feel kind of cheap and dinky? This has a really good weight to it. The whole thing's made out of metal. Like this feels like a legitimate piece of equipment that you can use on a daily basis, that you can have in your backyard, that can actually become a part of your home setup, all right? And that's the point of this. These aren't toys. These are built for power outages. They have a built-in power bank. So they're built for, you know, if you're in a really difficult situation and you need to charge something up in an emergency, you can just plug it in Type-C here on the back. This handle is very, very strong. It's built to be hung up. These are built to be used, guys, all right? So, you know, if you do purchase these, you know, I wouldn't put them on a shelf. Like, put them in your backyard. Actually use these things. They are IPX5, meaning that you can't go swimming with them, but you can absolutely have these be in the rain and nothing's gonna happen, okay? So they can have rainfall on them. They're rated for that and it's good to go. The Type-C port here on the back is charging and discharging. So when you charge this product, it is gonna be Type-C. It comes with a Type-C cable, but you can use any of the ones that you have at home. But also, again, you can plug it into a phone or an external device, an iPad, whatever you got, and you can charge that device from this as well, okay? And it automatically, intuitively knows if you are charging or discharging, right? So it's not going to, you know, charge from your iPhone. Like if you plug another device into this, it knows that it needs to power that device. Whereas if you plug this into the wall, it knows that it needs to receive power from the wall, you know? There's nothing that you have to actually do when that happens, okay? All you gotta do is just turn the dial and reach the mode that you want in the given situation that you're in, and that's it, and you just leave it there. And then when you're done with it, turn it back until it clicks, and that's it, all right? This is like the most simple device that we've really ever made. I mean, the only thing that's as simple as this is the i3E, because it's just twist to turn on and twist to turn off, just like this, all right? A 2-year-old could turn this thing on and turn this thing off. All right, so in terms of this being like a gift, look, if you're going to a friend's house or something like that, maybe you haven't seen them in a while, you're going to a birthday party, you know, anything like that, gosh, this is a fantastic gift. If I received this from a friend and I was able to put this in my backyard and use it for cookouts and things like that, I would be so pumped up, man. So just a wonderful summertime gift. That's something else to think about with this product. Now, obviously with the regular O-lanterns, it's really just a completely different product. First off, this one has multiple modules. There's a few advantages to this and there's a few disadvantages. One of the disadvantages to the regular O-lantern and the O-lantern mini is simply just the build quality. This is made out of plastic and rubber. This feels more like a toy than these. These feel like professional pieces that you're going to actually be using in your backyard. Now keep in mind, the regular Olantern and the Olantern Mini, they are extremely reliable. We've sold thousands of these. There's plenty of homes that have these, and they use them all the time and they work just fine. But in terms of the way that they feel when you have them in your hands, this feels like a professional thing that you're gonna have in your backyard forever, and this feels like something maybe that you have for fun, right? But there are a couple advantages to this. First off, you can actually take the head off of the regular Olantern and you can actually swap out the light module. Remember that, guys? That was one of the coolest features of the regular Olantern. Of course, there's no way that you're going to do that with this one because it actually has the two different modes built in, because you have the warm white, the Edison bulb, and then you turn it all the way to your standard cool white. So it's really just not necessary to have changeable modules because you're getting everything just in this one piece. The reason why you can change the modules in here is because you got a 360 lumen white light, all right? So we got a 360 lumen white light all the way there. It's very bright. But also the regular Olantern, it comes with the module. So you can see here. So it mimics a candle light. And again, all you have to do is take the top off, unscrew it, and then you can put the two different modules in depending on what you want to do. This was a really innovative design, but again, we needed to work on the build quality, we needed to work on the design, we needed to make something maybe a little more interesting. So because of that, we went into the classic style models. But we also did the little baby version of it, and I'm still a really big fan of the Olantern Mini. We actually have these on the website during the event. We've sold these for a long time, but I think these things are really cute, and we actually did upgrade the build quality from the regular Olantern to the Mini, because this one is actually made out of magnesium alloy. So as you can see, the progression of the Olanterns, we're continuing to increase the build quality, increasing the features, because this one here, you can do double tap and it goes to a red light. Okay, so as you can see right now, I'm just kind of explaining the story of the Olantern and how it has progressed over time, okay? But again, we went from the changeable modules here with the regular Olantern, then we went to the little baby Olantern Mini that goes from red to regular, cool white. And then of course, yeah, we got into the haloop, which is an incredible piece. Really, it's a very diverse piece because basically it has this little center module and you can put it on a tripod just like what you see here, but also you can open it up. You can open this up and you can put it on an umbrella and close it down onto that umbrella. So imagine you've got your big umbrella over your patio furniture in your backyard. You clip this to the top of it and you've got a light there for your table in your backyard, okay? This thing is really cool. If you guys have an umbrella at home, if you bought one of those sets at Home Depot or Costco or whatever that has one of those big umbrellas, you should definitely have this be a part of that because it really makes the experience that much better when you guys are, having dinner, doing things in the backyard, okay? And then of course, like I just talked about, we've got the Pro and then we have the Mini, okay? And that's pretty much our line that we have right now with the whole Olantern setup. I'll take a look at some comments here. Summer, fall, winter, and springtime use. I mean, yeah, really, especially depending on where you live. Like if you guys live in the South, like my family's from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm originally from Florida. You can hang out in the backyard all year, man. I mean, there are a few cold days, in January and February, but to be honest with you, even when it's like 50 degrees in Florida, it still feels like really good to me. If you guys live in the South, you can use this stuff year round for sure. And again, I know I keep talking about having fun in the backyard, but like obviously you can use all of these lanterns for power outages, emergencies, all that kind of stuff for sure. I mean, that's a big part of the reason why we make these. We make a lot of different things for power outages and emergencies. We have the O station. We have that big power station. What does that exist for? emergencies, power outages, powering devices when you have no power, right? A lot of the stuff we make is for emergencies, right? And you can definitely use these for that. The haloop looks like a spaceship. I know. On the website, in the listing, we actually call it like a UFO-like light system or something like that. So yes, it does look like a spaceship, but these are really nice. And they even have handles here so you can hang it up. The dial on it is really nice. It's got that same full metal cage, just like the classics. It's basically got the kind of same design language as the Pro and the Mini, but it's just a completely different product category. You can hang it up. You can put it on the tripod if you want to, but the fact that you can just put this at the top of your umbrella and then you basically have lighting like you're at a restaurant is really, really cool, and you're outside. So I think this is a really cool piece too. I mean, we're kind of revisiting it. We've offered these for a long time, but actually, you know, it's kind of nice to revisit some of our coolest products because this really is underrated and really cool. So I know we're talking about the Minis. The Minis are the brand new product for this sale, but yeah, I mean, why not talk about this? It's really, really cool. They're on the website, by the way, if you want to get them. I think they're at a discount. I don't know if the discount is huge, but I'm sure these have some type of discount on the website. Also, the haloop, because it's so massive, it has double the lumens of the Mini. So this one has 600 lumens. The Mini has 300 lumens. The Pro has 300 lumens. The Olantern Mini has 150 lumens, and the Olantern has 360 lumens. So I guess from bottom to top, you've got 150, you've got 300, you've got 360, and then you've got 600. And I'm talking about the lumens. I'm not talking about the price. They are nowhere near that price. These lanterns are around $50, $60, something like that. They're not that expensive, all right? But I would definitely get it with the bundle with the tripod, because when you get it with the bundle, it's actually a larger discount. So you're actually only paying like a few bucks more for the tripod than if you just purchased the Olantern Mini by itself. Everybody can use an extra little mini tripod. I mean, look how small this tripod is. And by the way, I just want to show you how easy this is. And there it is, it's off, all right? And there's the little tripod. Also, what's funny, I know we made a lot of jokes about this when it first came out, if you guys remember. We call this the tactical tripod because it actually has Picatinny rails on each side, which I find to be very funny, but actually practical because anything that you have that can be mounted to a Picatinny rail, you can actually mount it to this tripod. But again, you just fold it up and there you go. So having this in your backpack, if you're gonna go to a location and hang out or something like that, is very, very easy to do. It's really not a big deal to take this with you. But again, I'll just take it and I'm just gonna screw it back on, open this up, and there you go. All right, it's that easy. It really is fantastic. Everything I'm showing you, it's really easy to talk about the O-lanterns because it's basically the opposite of the Warrior Mini 3 that I showed you yesterday. The Warrior Mini 3 has like an insane amount of features and it's a very complicated product. This is about as simple and easy as it gets, as you guys can see. Renegade, definitely get the tripod. It's a great tripod too. Like, it's very solid. You know, it's small enough to where you can really just toss it in a bag and it's not a big deal. Like I said, it's got the little Picatinny rail sections if you want to put something else on it as well. You know, it's really interesting. So I have one of the tripods. I got it to use with my Swivel Pros. Cool, right on. Yeah, the Swivel Pros do have the little tripod mount as well. That's a really good one. I store my WMLs on it. Yes, that's a really good idea. Absolutely. But we don't need to attach anything on the tripod legs. All right, Max. Well, still, the opportunity is there and these tripods are not expensive. I would definitely get it with the tripod if you purchase the Olantern Classic Minis. Again, guys, we have the summer sale going on right now. So you know, if you want to get these at the best price, the minis are a really, really low price right now. They're actually the best price that we're gonna do on these. So if you wanna snag the minis, please do it this week during the summer sale. Also, again, I was talking about the Warrior Mini 3s extensively in yesterday's live video. We do save all of these live videos onto our channel. So everything that I'm doing right here, you can watch it again if you want to. You can refer back to it if you want to. I know a lot of people, maybe they're going to bed right now or whatever, they can watch it later. So we do these live videos so that I can actually talk with the fans and we can hang out with you guys and answer your questions. But again, we save all of our content on the channel so you guys can watch it whenever you want in the future, okay? Any plans of other colors in the future for the minis? Chris, that is a wonderful question. Unfortunately, I do not know at this time. You know, obviously, we just released these. They've only been available for a couple days. So because of that, you know, we're focusing on kind of our core colors for the Classic. As you can see, we actually released the minis in the exact same colorways as the Pros. So again, like what I said, you know, when we started this live video is you could put one of these on your table. And then if you wanted to, you could set up a couple minis on the tripod, you know, surrounding your table or maybe in the corners of your backyard or something like that. And you can get the same colorways with both of them, so they're all going to match, you know. If you do landscaping in your backyard, you know, if you, people really care about the way things look at their home, right? So we wanted to do the same colorways with the minis compared to the Pros. But you can see we've got the vintage copper, we've got the green, and then we have the black as well. I don't have the black Pro with me, but we do make the black Pro if you want to get black. So anyways, same colorways for the Pros and the minis as of right now. I can't tell you if we're going to come out with new colorways in the future. I think part of that depends on how well these do during the sale. You know, typically, like I've mentioned in the past, if it's a product and we've come out with like 20 different colors of it, you should probably buy that product. The reason why we came out with 20 different colors of a product is because it's sold really, really well and it's really popular and everybody's using it, you know? The Baton 3, for example, the Baton 3 is one of our most successful products ever, and we've come out with it in about 25 different colors. And the reason why we did that and we keep releasing the same product is simply because it's just so dang good, you know? But in terms of the lanterns, you know, we've been sticking with kind of the core colors. You know, we haven't done purple and rainbow and colors like that for a lantern because maybe that would be a little bit odd, you know? So we stick to kind of the standard colors here for the lanterns. But who knows? I mean, we might do something different in the future. I love the brass look. Yeah, it looks really cool. This is by far my favorite one. You know, the green is cool because it's kind of that Coleman look, even though we have nothing to do with them. It still has that kind of classic lantern color. And then of course we had to do black because pretty much every product that we make it in black because that's kind of our core company color, the black and then the blue, you know. Copper and white Warrior Mini 3, that would be very cool. That'd be cool. Any chance of remaking the Freyer? I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything about that. Again, it's one of those things where we talk a lot about product ideas in our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group that's a really big deal. It's got over 140,000 members. I know we're on YouTube right now. I know some of the people watching this might not like Facebook. I totally get it. But just know, if you really want to be a part of the conversation about new colorways and new products that we can make in the future, the best way to do that is to be a part of our Facebook group, because there we have a whole bunch of people who work for the company and they're looking at the posts, they're looking at the comments, and they're looking to see what our fans are talking about. And then from that, we can use that data to make future products, right? A lot of the reason why we come out with different colors and things like that is because our fans said they want it. You know, if we go to the Facebook group and we see 100 people saying, we want blue, we want blue, we want blue, we might actually make it, because we can say, look, all these people are saying that they want it, you know? So if you really want to be a part of the conversation, if you really want to have like some pull for future products, I would join that Facebook group. But again, I know some people hate the platform. I get it. You know, that's a different story, but just letting you guys know kind of how we operate. All right. Let's see. Available lantern colors match a lot of outdoor furniture finishes. Exactly. Again, kind of a strategic move, right? I mean, I personally think this copper edition here with this beautiful kind of brushed color, I think this would look amazing in any backyard. No matter what color your outdoor furniture is, or the color of your deck, or the paint on your house, I personally think this would look fantastic in really any home. Yeah. I missed out on the Archer. Wow, Kaylin, man, you guys are bringing some throwbacks back. I have not heard anything about the Archer. I have not. Add a remote on-off function would be a nice addition. Steven, that's actually a really, really good point. Keep in mind, things like that would make the product more expensive. Just being honest with you, you know, if we put Bluetooth inside of it, or it came with a remote or something like that, it would be a little bit more expensive. You know, for products like this, you know, simple products that you're going to use at your home, we really try to do our best to keep the price down, but keep in mind, again, these are premium products. We really didn't cut any corners with the build quality. The whole thing's made out of metal. This handle is fantastic. The actual quality and the clarity of the bulb itself is amazing. It looks fantastic. And then also kind of the white light halo underneath right here looks wonderful as well. So like, we really didn't cut any corners on these, but of course we want to try and have a competitive price, you know? But keep in mind, again, this is a premium product for sure. I mean, this isn't a cheapo lantern that you're gonna buy at a hardware store. This is like good stuff. Can you please talk about your charging wires? So, okay, so we can talk about kind of the charging system of this real quick. So I'll just run through these. So for the Mini and for the regular Olantern, it's going to use our magnetic charging cable, and it's going to be, you know, any of them. So it's the regular MCC. You can go all the way up to the MCC 3, which is our newest version of the charging cable. It's actually a smart charging cable because it can adjust the amperage based on what product that it's charging. The new charging cables, the magnetic charging cables, are fantastic, and they actually are now coming with all of the you know, magnetic charging products that we offer. One of those is the new Warrior Mini 3. So if you wanted to, you could use the same charging cable that comes with the Warrior Mini 3 for your Olantern Classic 2 Pro, for example, or your regular Olantern Mini. I mean, all these products use the same magnetic charging cable. Now keep in mind, the Olantern Classic Mini does not use the magnetic charging cable. This one is USB Type-C. Type-C is fantastic. It's, you know, it's the new thing. It's the new standard for pretty much all charging. Obviously, we have our own proprietary charging that, you know, all of our fans love, including me, because you can charge pretty much all of your magnetic charging Olights with the same cables. But with this one, obviously, there was just nowhere we could put it. I mean, there's literally nowhere to put this port on this light, you know? We wanted to be able to put it on the tripod, and so we couldn't put it on the cage, and we can't put it here on this hood, really. So it's kind of impossible. But Type-C is really the next best thing. It's fast charging. Also, Type-C allows for discharging because, like I said, this includes a power bank. We call it an emergency power bank because, again, keep in mind this has a 4,500 milliamp cell, so you might be able to charge your cell phone once with this. But keep in mind, this isn't one of those power banks that's massive and has, you know, 20,000 milliamps that you can buy, you know, on Amazon or whatever. It's more of just an emergency power bank, but I'm actually really glad the function is there because, again, you might throw this in your backpack, you might take it camping, you might need to charge your cell phone on the go, and you can do that from the Olantern Classic Mini. You can also do that from the Pro as well, but I'm just glad that we have a product that's about half the size of the Pro, and we still have the exact same functionality. I mean, look, it's got the same lumens, guys. This still goes up to 300 lumens, just like the Pro. So it even has the same performance as its much bigger brother. Really, the only difference is the run times, because this one has, again, a power pack that is over 11,000 milliamps, and this one is 4,500 milliamps because it simply just doesn't have this gigantic base at the bottom, okay? Also, let me see, here's the Pro. So keep in mind the Pro version here, you are able to charge it with that magnetic charging cable, which is the same cable that you can use for the regular Olantern and the Olantern Mini. We also make a light version of this one, and this one actually takes just regular batteries. Let me see if I can open this up to show you. So we have 4 AA batteries in the bottom of this one, but this is the light version. This is the Pro version with the charging, okay? Some people want removable batteries for their lanterns because maybe you got 100 AA's in your house and then you can just swap them out, you know? So actually having the removable batteries isn't that bad of an idea for power outages as well. But having the charging function of this one and also the Mini is really good because you can charge your cell phone from it. You can't do that with the one with the removable batteries. This is simply just a lantern, okay? And there you go, you pop it back on and boom, that's it. You can hopefully, like, as I'm touching these products and as I'm showing them to you, can you guys tell how easy all of this is? Like, everything I'm doing is so simple and so easy and intuitive. Like, these products are just such a good experience to use. They're so simple and they just do what you want them to do. And they look good and the build quality is good. And during the sale, the price is good. You know, they're just logical, beautiful products that do what you want, and they're just easy to use, and they're great. They're really great. I'd like to see the Parent 2 Mini made out of titanium. I would like to see that as well. I would love to see that. Keep in mind, we do have them in OD green and neutral white and cool white during this event, and also they're a really, really good price, okay? A bunch of great info here. Thanks, Sean. No, thank you, Steven. We do measure in Candela. I can take a look here. I do have my laptop set up. I just kind of had it down here, you know, just as needed basis. But I can go ahead and tell you, let's take a look. So we'll go here. Let me see if I can find Candela. I might have to get back to you on that, but yes, we do actually measure Candela. So this is the last thing I'll talk about, just real quick, and then I promise we'll get into the giveaway for this. So we have 2 different laboratories for product testing. We have a laboratory on the 5th floor of our factory in Dongguan, and I actually showed that to you guys in the first factory tour live video that I did a couple weeks ago when I first got here to China. We also have a second laboratory that is much more advanced, much more technical than the one that we already showed you at the factory, and that one is where we actually have this massive machine that measures Candela. It's this big machine that basically spins, okay? You put the flashlight inside of it and it spins, and it has 2 different devices that are on different sides of the room. And as this device spins, we have the light pushing out to these receiving devices. These devices, as this thing spins, is measuring the intensity of the light at different distances. What this thing does is it's measuring the intensity of the light, which is literally what Candela is. So we do have very large and expensive equipment. We have an entire room in our headquarters laboratory dedicated to measuring Candela. Of course, we have an integrating sphere as well, our own in-house integrating sphere that has been certified and calibrated to test lumens as well. And keep in mind, all of this equipment in our laboratories is certified. There's literal like certifications all over the wall at our laboratories. But yes, we measure all of that stuff. And of course, we measure the Candela on pretty much everything. Keep in mind, candela on a lantern is kind of a weird thing because lanterns are built for large spill surrounding light. Candela is measuring the intensity of light at a distance. So really, it's to worry about the candela of a lantern is a little bit odd because candela is more of like throwers and handheld lights, tactical lights, like things that you're actually going to be using at distance. But of course we measure the candela of all of our products. But keep in mind, candela ratings is much more standard and normal for like a regular flashlight versus like a lantern, okay? How about a solar rechargeable flashlight? That would be really cool. I don't know how practical the solar panel would be because it would have to be really small. You know, obviously as the solar panels get bigger, they can accept more light and receive more power. These products going up to 300 plus lumens require a lot of power. So the solar panel, personally, I think it would make more sense to just buy like a movable solar panel. You can buy those on like Amazon. I know like Prime Day and all that stuff's going on right now. You can buy a solar panel and then you could plug that into the product and then you could charge the product from that solar panel. I think that would make more sense. Like if you bought one of these and then you plugged a solar panel into it, that would be a fantastic setup because then you don't really have to worry about the battery life and then you're able to have a larger solar panel to accept that light and actually give it legitimate juice, you know? But these little tiny baby solar panels and stuff, like they're not really gonna do that much, especially for products that are 300 plus lumens, you know? The factory is pretty impressive on how they design, produce, test, and deliver an outstanding product. Thank you, Chris, that's awesome. Very, very cool. Can't believe we're watching a live video about lanterns, yeah, right? I'm curious about the Candela of the little O bulb patch with the glow spot in the middle. Caitlin. Any plans for an LEP? Yeah, so we do have we do have a couple LEP products. We have an Odin LEP, and then we even have a Valkyrie with the LEP as well. I don't know, I haven't seen more LEP products in the pipeline, but LEP is fantastic. The Candela is through the roof on LEPs because you're getting, it's basically a white laser. That's kind of what an LEP is. And so really you're measuring everything based on Candela. Lasers actually have low lumen levels, but they have super high Candela scores because they have amazing intensity at a long distance, which is what Candela is, you know? But in terms of future LEPs, I do not know at this time, but very good question. Okay, all right guys, let's go ahead and get into the giveaway. Let's get into the giveaway. So we're gonna do it just like what we did yesterday. I'm going to come up with a random number in my head, and basically you guys are going to have to guess what number is in my head. I'm gonna pick a number between 1 and 100. The first person to guess that number, you are going to win a free Olantern Mini. If you win, all you gotta do is send me an email to Sean, S-E-A-N, @olightstore.com with your address and your phone number, and we will ship it out to you for $0.00, okay? So let's go ahead and get some readies in the comment section. I'm gonna go ahead and think about the number. Okay, I have the number in my head, and you know what? Let's go ahead and get it started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, so go ahead and start guessing. I'm gonna take a look here at the comment section, and you can guess as many times as you want. Just start typing in random numbers between 1 and 100, and I'll let you know when I see the right one. All right, so we got people coming in. All right, we got readies. All right, so we're starting to get a lot of answers here. I'm just staring at it. Oh, there it is. There it is, there it is. Andy Stevens, 59. 59 was the right answer. Yesterday, It was way too hard and it took you guys a really long time to do it. But this time, 59, that was the right answer. So Andy Stevens, congratulations, well done. You win a free Olantern Classic Mini. Again, send me an email after this live video to Sean, SEAN @olightstore.com, all right? And we will go ahead and get that shipment set up for you, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys are excited about these lanterns. I hope you learned more about just all of the lanterns that we made. I'm really liking this style of live videos where I kind of highlight products. So that way you're receiving completely different information each day. We do a totally different product for the giveaway each day. You learn something new each day. And we're not talking about the same thing over and over and over again. We're doing another live video tomorrow night. Since we are in the middle of our summer sale, we are gonna be doing live videos every single night. And tomorrow, we are gonna go ahead and talk about the brand new iMini 2. We're gonna compare the iMini 2 to the rest of the keychain lights that we make. The keychain lights are a really big deal for us. Everybody should have a light on their keychain. So we're gonna talk about the iMini 2, and then also I'm gonna bring in the new pocket knives, the Freeze and the Freeze 4, and I'm gonna show you that compared to some other knives as well. So if you like keychain lights and you like pocket knives, you do not want to miss the live video tomorrow, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Go to olightstore.com, spin the lucky wheel, try to win something for free. Buy all of these amazing products while they're at the best price possible this week, and we will see you